Hi, I'm Mary Lauren Buckman. This is a continuation of my previous video. This is my book, The Dressing Table. The recipes are in there, but these recipes are kind of like guidelines. You can use the recipe, but then again, you can substitute, you can add. These are your recipes. I already put the carrot cake muffins in the oven. I have my classic potatoes going. I have the lima beans going. And my mother was really known for her meatloaf. Now, in the recipe book, it says a cup of ketchup and a half a cup of brown sugar. What I have done is now I'm using a cup of barbecue sauce. Pick whatever barbecue sauce that you're familiar with that you like. And then I had half a cup of honey. And again, I love using my local honey. Now I have 2 pounds of ground chuck in the bowl. And then, of course, always clean hands. I just washed my hands. And what I'm going to do is to that I'm going to add 4 slices of bread. Now to complement the honey, I'm using honey wheat bread. In the book it says to use whole wheat bread, but this is whole wheat bread with honey in it. And then you take 3/4 cups of whole milk and you pour this over the bread. And then you want to take your seasonings. I have salt, I have ground pepper, I have 4 garlic cloves minced, I have oregano, basil, and thyme. Then you want to take your Worcestershire sauce. Tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. You want to take your 2 whole eggs. I kind of like put it over the bread. And then you want to take, of course, your onion. I always like to go with Philadelphia onions because I like the sweetness in them. I think they really add a lot of flavor. Now, in the recipe book, it says to grind or to grate your onion. Now, I'm doing a twist on it. I'm using cut up onion. And make it cut up onion. My husband prefers it rather than grated onion. He likes to see the onion in the meatloaf. So like I'm saying, it's a guide. You can kind of, if you don't want to do the grated onion, you can do diced onion. And then I'm going to use half of this, of the barbecue sauce and the honey mixture. Now, I believe in cooking that your hands are your best tools. I had very, very clean hands. I took off my rings, my wedding rings and my mother's ring, and I mixed this to combine in the bowl with my clean hands. And I transferred it into a loaf pan. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this barbecue sauce and honey on it. The rest of it. Kind of smear it all over. It's going to seep down. It's going to get caramelized. It's going to be delicious. And my mother always put bacon on her meatloaf. That's what I was raised with. That's what I'm used to. I have about 4 strips. Now in the oven, I would definitely put this on foil so you don't mess up your oven if it goes over a little bit, but it shouldn't because it should seep down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the oven along with my cupcakes, but I'm going to put foil down first. Looks like I have a lot of dishes to do, so I'll see you back in a few minutes. A lot of my recipes, I like to be able to do more than just one thing, more than just serve it one way. Now I made my classic mashed potatoes, and what I did was I mashed them. My husband likes lumps in the potatoes, but when I was growing up, I always thought a garnish was when you serve a dish and you put pads of butter and salt and pepper on it. That's how my mother always did it, and that's how I tend to do it. Now I have the classic, which are fine, they're great. You can make gravy out of the meatloaf drippings to put over, it's good to go. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some sour cream to it. heaping half of a cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup. Then I'm going to add some bacon, about a half a cup of bacon bits. Then I'm going to add about a cup, cup and a half of, this is Colby cheese. Go in your cheese drawer and get whatever you need to use up and just shred it. And this is kind of like a twice baked potato. If I don't have the green onions, I forgot them. But anyway, I'm mixing this up good. And then with this mixture, if you don't eat all of it tonight, you can put it in the fridge once it's cooled down. And then tomorrow you can make the potato pancakes by just forming them in patties. Your mixture in patties and just cooking them on the grill. And then for tomorrow night's dinner, you can have potato cakes, which are delicious. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in a baking dish. Can you help me, Bob? I put them, my husband helped me. I was having a hard time lifting that. That's my Lucas say. It's very heavy. I put my mashed potatoes in a baking dish, and then, clean hands, I'm going to put cheese on them. Then I'm going to bake them. Now, this one recipe, the classic mashed potato recipe, it was done 3 ways. First, we did the classic potatoes, mashed potatoes, and we did we're doing baked mashed potatoes, and then tomorrow you can make potato cakes to go with your meal tomorrow. So we got 3 different ways out of these potato cakes. These are going to go in the oven, and as you can see, I'm all done with my cupcakes. I got 24 cupcakes. They look gorgeous, they're beautiful. I'll show you what I'm going to do with them a little later. They're cooling right now. We're back. The meatloaf is done. I took it carefully out of the loaf pan. I sliced it so you could see inside. My husband loves to see the onions in there. And then I did the lima beans the same way as my mother used to do her green beans with the bacon, salt, and pepper, and butter. And then these are the, I guess, twice cooked potatoes, mashed potatoes. But see, you get them, and they're just hot, and they're just full of cheese and bacon and everything. And then, like I said, once they cool down, totally cool, no warmth to them, put them in the fridge, make patties, and you have potato cakes for tomorrow. And then I made the frosting that goes on my carrot cake, and my mother would make it in a bundt pan. I would too, but I decided to make little cupcakes because we can't eat a whole cake, the 3 of us. And so I made the frosting, and my mother would take it out of the bundt pan, of course it would cool, and she just liked carrot cake with powdered sugar on it. That's the way she liked it, that's the way she mostly served it. But I like it with the frosting. So I wanted to show you a little cupcake. These cupcakes are so moist and so light. They're just when I was in baking school, they told me that for a good cake, if it's a good cake, it's going to have a very soft, moist crumb. If it's a good cookie, biscuit, so on, it's going to have a nice, moist flake to it. So you can always tell your baked goods either by the crumb or the flake. And this is going to be for Sunday dinner. And if you decide to, you can freeze these cupcakes and you put them in a sandwich bag individually, put them in a 2-gallon freezer bag, put them in the freezer, take them out as needed. And then you can put the frosting in an airtight container and put it in the fridge. It should last up to a week. And just take out a little bit as you can, because like I said, the 3 of us, we cannot eat a whole big cake. So that's why I went to do the cupcake route for us. Now this is for Sunday dinner. The recipes are in my book, and I love the story that goes with the book. And I just thank you for letting me come into your home for Sunday dinner, and thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the book. Thank you.